bad situations in the place that they're living in, like natural disasters.
And I see that. And that's why I connected the two for the podcast. Is to me, it seems like they're really two sides of the same coin. In that, not to overly nerd this out, but they're like the two-faced coin of cryptids. The good face is the butterfly people. The X'd out face is the Mothman. And it certainly seems like, whereas the Mothman is maybe like I said, a precursor to disaster of some kind, the butterfly people are there for people who are going through a disaster to help them get through it. And I tend to, overall, believe in both phenomena, just because I have never seen or heard of a bird flying south for the winter getting derailed into someplace that it wouldn't normally go. Birds flying south or migrating follow very specific patterns, and they don't change them for much unless, and this is a weird thing, there's like some weather event. Like they have changed paths for places that will eventually go through a hurricane. Like they know something that we don't. And that's possible. But beyond that, they don't change much. So why would this thing suddenly be in Point Pleasant? Doesn't make any sense. Also, you're telling me that kids in a car can't tell the difference between a humanoid male with arms and wings and a crane that does not have arms.
Right.
So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me for this to be faked. What's the point behind it? Eventually, if you're going to fake something, there's going to be a point to it. There's going to be a reason to hoax it. Whatever that reason is, there's got to be a reason. Well, they didn't get anything out of it. In fact, most of them suffered for it. They were ridiculed. So what's the point of telling this story? And why are they all telling the same story? Doesn't make sense to me unless they're actually experiencing something. Now, as for how real is it? Well, I go back to what I've always said. I think reality's kind of got layers to it. I go back to, like, certain Indian tribes would talk about how, like, to the Native Americans, the natural world was as normal to them as the urban world is to us. If I know I can walk to the end of the block and take a left, and I'll wind up at the corner store. And if I take a left from there and I go down a little further, I'll get to the big box store. And if I get to the big box store and I go north a little bit, then I'm going to run into a dry cleaners and a grocery store and a fast food place. And I know these things and I can do all that. And to the Native Americans, it was the same thing. They knew they went north to the big tree. And if they took a left at the big tree, they came to the canyon. And if they followed the canyon for a while, it came to the stream. And they knew their world like that. But they also talked about how it was possible to step outside the world into someplace dark, someplace dangerous, and someplace not so easy to get home from. And when you're talking about that, then that suggests to me that there is something out there, something that you can get into, maybe without even planning on it, and it's not a good place. And maybe it's possible for things from that place to get here. And that, to me, would explain both Mothman and the butterfly people.
Sure. Yeah.
I can buy that.
It's as good as a solution as I could come up with. I mean, we come back to it over and over again, having this conversation on this podcast, that there are things that we don't see, and there are things that we don't know, and we, as a family, don't discount those things. That's part of the reason that we do this show every week.
Agreed. Danny, as our guest, do you have thoughts on how would you summarize this?
I'm not sure how I feel about Mothman, because going through your your stories, and from listening what you told, all of the descriptions don't exactly match. So I don't know that they're seeing the same thing. So I have to question that. Now the butterfly people is different. And like I said, it seems to be primarily kids that are seeing that. And as such, I'm a firm believer that kids and animals can see things that we adults have either trained ourselves to not see or choose not to see. In order to cope with everyday life. I think there are layers, like you said, to our dimension. I think that there's a lot of things that remain undiscovered and a lot of things that probably should stay that way. And really, I think most of the cryptids fall under that category, especially Mothman and, butterfly people. I guess they're good ones to have around. We'll keep them. But Mothman, he can go the way of the dodo as far as I'm concerned.
I just know if I saw Mothman, I wouldn't be driving over bridges anytime in the next 6 months. That's all I'm saying. So, well, that's our show. That's what we believe. Happy to hear what you think. You can share it with us through our Facebook. Join our Facebook group. Always happy to have people in there. I try to get some rousing conversations going from time to time.
And there's even a few sneak peek shots in our Facebook group this week of us doing our recording tonight. I thought I'd share that with the group.
Yes, our new studio, as it were, which, by the way, thank you, Dan, for being part of the show. Definitely want to thank you.
Thank you for having me. Also
want to thank the guy that provides our music, Bill Barrett. You can reach him at billbarrett@sbcglobal.net. If you need custom music, he's your guy. Completely and totally. Also, I want to thank Aaron Gnurk, who hosts the Big Dumb Fun Show, local radio show here in Kansas City, who's done some promotion for us. Thank you, Aaron. Thanks to Paige Elmore of Reverie True Crime, who did our artwork. Paige, thank you very much. I am glad you are addicted to Canva because I can't figure out how to work it. There you go. That's the truth. As I said, join our Facebook group. You can follow us on Twitter, where Laura is Fanplot Mom Laura. Krista is F Crystalline, and of course, Family Plot _family. And as I said, you can find Dan at Dan B Fierce 1.
Yep.
I am smart. I know these things. I am smart in the brains. Okay. Oh, yeah, almost forgot. Instagram, you can follow Krista at FPlotChristacat. Family Plot Christacat.
Family Plot Christacat?
Yep, on Instagram. Boogeyman will find me, and I do promote the show on mine as well, so feel free to follow me there. Let's see. Oh, you can also follow Krista on TikTok, where she has over 1,500 followers now.
Hold on. No, still 1,390.
Okay, she's approaching 1,500. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to attribute you followers you didn't have, but continue to follow her, because she's all TikTok-y on there. Ticky and Tucky.
Tiki. I'm too old for TikTok.
No, you're not.
Oh,
There's like 80-year-olds on there.
Yeah.
And then
grandma's on there.
Make sure you join us next week, because we have an amazing show on the curious conundrum of the Coral Castle.
Say that 5 times fast.
No, thank you.
Curious conundrum of the Coral Castle. Curious conundrum of the Coral Castle. Curious conundrum of the Coral Castle. Curious conundrum. And he just threw a straw at me. I am hurt. I am injured.
You're not hurt. You're not hurt. You've taken more. Stop it.
And Krista starts smacking me with her sleeve. Anyway.
Sleeve.
So join us next week. Thanks for listening. Have a great night. Or day. Whenever you listen to this. Bye.
Bye.